Yes.
How are you, Mr. Fakharany?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to this podcast. I really,
Yeah, this make the
yeah, we have been dreaming of,
Yeah.
about that from last year. Remember,
Yeah,
when we were having
since
online classes.
ever
Yeah,
since
Yeah.
first language English.
yeah.
Yeah.
I miss it so much.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah,
I wish you could go back.
yeah. Of
So it
course.
was only online class that was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course, of
That
course.
was
Yeah,
100% the best online class.
yeah. Thank you so much. So, yeah, let's get started.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, yeah.
So, how long have you been working at AGS for?
This is my fourth year. I'm really enjoying my work. Yeah, it's really demanding to be here, but like being like with a company of like students like you, I feel that I have some effect and some sort of influence. Since you invited me, really, I like the idea. So having my students actually inviting me to such an event is really huge for me. This year, as you know, we are doing literature. I know that you don't like literature that much, but we are trying to contextualize literature, trying to make it close to life happenings. So, yeah, events. I think we are enjoying our class, don't we?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, of course.
It's
Yeah,
the funnest class.
yeah. Okay.
100%.
Actually, every year it's getting harder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, especially after the pandemic, actually, we are suffering a little bit, but I think we are humans. We're adapting to the situation, and I think we can cope.
Yeah.
And we are blessed to be back to school, as you know. So,
So much better than online.
yeah, of course it is.
Do you
It's
think
much better.
it's harder on
For the humankind's sake? Yeah. Of
Do you
course.
think it was harder on students to study in the pandemic, or
It's
harder
very
on the
hard.
teachers
It's
to
the
study?
toughest of, yeah. For the teachers, I think teachers are grown-ups and they can adapt to the situation. They're supposed to do their job, whether it's virtually or in the school. But for the students, it was the hardest ever because they have never done this before, and they just want to have some sort of human interaction. To be deprived from their friends, not seeing their friends every day, not having activities, not having their normal life or their normal lives being taken from them. All of a sudden, this was really tough for the students. And also, learning online or teaching online is not as good as, of course, doing the learning in the school, because in school, as I mentioned, you have human interaction, you have a community where teachers and educators converse with you on daily basis. You learn from them, and they learn from you, because as you know, learning is mutual. So yeah, this is something that we have all missed. But students, it was really hard for them to cope. Though for some it was okay because they have been using digital, resources or technology or platforms for a long time. I feel that you have never faced like that big thought like the other students.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. And I honestly think schools are like coping
Yeah.
really well with coming back. I think
Yes,
they're doing really well.
yes. Actually, I'm impressed with that because I expected more, even hardships and more obstacles facing
Yeah.
us. But now we are just alleviating everything, getting everything back to normal. A little bit, we are just, at least we are having you, talking to you, like having a normal classroom. That's really important for us. Yeah.
I honestly thought it would take 2 weeks for us to go back online.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, some of the students told me that okay, we will soon be online again. Told them no, I don't think so, because we humans are able to adapt, and we have the perseverance and the determination to perpetuate this, let's say, campus learning or face-to-face learning going. Because we have been deprived from that for a long time, and you can't imagine actually the first day we came back, we were really looking forward to coming back to school and having you back and having you interact with each other. I know it's still limited with social distancing, and so we're still trying to let's say modify our procedures and practices in the school. But I think we are coping really well, until now. Yes, hopefully this will continue.
I would like to point out that, also Saudi Arabia did a really good job at
Amazing, brilliant job actually. Without flattery or without talking a lot about like or some sort of let's say beautifying words. No, actually, Saudi Arabia is one of the best in the world when dealing with the pandemic because everything is orchestrated, everything was done in a very organized manner. The vaccination processes went really well. Having two doses, two shots for everyone, the students included. I think the community is ready to come back stronger and bounce actually to have the economy like rolling back, coming back, to its normal, even better, of course, with a new some initiatives. Health authorities really did a good job. The community itself was really helping. Of course, compared to the other, even some European countries and even North American countries, Saudi Arabia can be one of the best in the world in this matter, yeah, of course.
So, Mr. Fakharany, they even provided a service for the people who can't go to the vaccination center. They provide
Wow, yeah,
provide
that's
the service. They'll pay for your Uber ride.
yeah.
Station and back.
Yes, honestly, we had like, some people from the UK were really surprised and impressed by how Saudi Arabia managed the situation. And some people had some doubts about that, but the community and the government working together, hand in hand, things went really well. And now we are opening the schools. Everything is open to malls, shopping malls, going to theme parks, going to, let's say, aquariums, museums, everywhere in the city. Everyone is living their lives normally, thanks to, that solidarity that we have. And of course, the community really fared well with the government's instructions, and they committed every bit of instructions they have. They committed to that, of course, when they received that from the authorities. Yes.
Mr. Because of this, Mr. We could get like our own livestock, and also so the government is aiming towards higher tourism. That's why we have the off season. That's why we're going to soon have Jeddah season and the F1 race.
Of course.
I have all of these
Of
events.
course, yeah. Entertainment is part and parcel of life, and people would be feeling interested, of course, or bored if, like, life went that way during the pandemic, quarantine, lockdown, all of these vocabularies that we have during the pandemic. We don't want them to continue. We don't want to use them anymore, and we don't have to. We should not forget our school in this matter. Actually, the school reacted really well to the pandemic and sent the students home. They have been learning online for like 1 year and half, I guess, 1 year in term. Yeah, second term maybe February. Yes, by the end of February, or if I'm not mistaken. So it was instantaneous. It was really going so fast, and yeah, everyone was working really hard to provide you with the kind of prestigious, or let's say quality education that you deserve. Okay.
I honestly think that the teachers did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, it took them like around a month or two to get good.
Yeah.
Everyone
Used to online.
Everyone used to be.
Yeah.
Yes, let's say that it was not easy. It was I described it in one of Cambridge's workshops before as kind of crash landing. Yeah, it was a crash landing for us because we moved from a totally different mode of education to another one which we have never used before.
I never thought of using.
I remember during the Spanish flu, they used the radio to educate students. Right? But now we're lucky to have the internet. We have the World Wide Web, and this really helps. Having platforms to support us in this matter. Of course, this was really helpful, and at least we got education going. We have never discontinued education. Yes, not with the same quality and the intensity that we aspired for, but you're talking about desperate times, which means they require desperate measures. So having education going during these circumstances is success unto itself. So, and also the students were actually helping a lot, especially their first language class, and also English class in general, and specifically the first language class. We had some students sneaking from the second language, coming to the first language, trying to, eavesdrop, trying to find out what's going on. Yeah, we had very constructive conversations
Yeah.
at that time, and we really enjoyed the course.
And we did a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's not like we didn't do any work. We did
Yeah, one of the
awesome.
students actually wrote to me. Actually, he's not from grade 10 last year. He's from grade 11 last year, which means that he's year 12 this year, or grade 12 A2. He wrote to me, "You have never made us feel that we have been taught online." I was really thrilled, and I really felt over the moon because, this is kind of appreciation, that you receive. It's invaluable, and it's timeless. It's something like that I really liked, to receive the feedback from the students, whether it's positive or negative. Sometimes when you receive some critical or negative feedback, this is an opportunity for you to improve, not something against you as a person, because that would make you really take care next time. Yeah.
I actually 100% agree with that.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really
It was really
appreciate
nice.
it. Yeah, thank you.
Entertaining and informative.
Thank you so much.
I
Yeah.
think most of our teachers were doing an amazing job, honestly.
Yeah, of course. We shouldn't forget the collective effort of the high school. Honestly, let's say the high school, because this was what we witnessed firsthand. Everyone was really in emergency. We want the students. We don't want the students. We didn't want the students to be disadvantaged, because this will help them. Because this is a very important juncture in their lives. Imagine that you're talking about external examinations and you're preparing the students for IGCSE, and then they end up not having that content that they like, or the content that they want for the examinations at least, or they aspire for. So it was our onus and responsibility to work hard to do that. I think we tried our best, and hopefully this was successful. And what you have received from the school assessed grades reflect your achievement during the pandemic, which is something that really matters for us. And learning during critical times is not easy, like learning during wars or catastrophes or tsunami or something like that. Let alone you're talking about a pandemic that is still striking until now. So yes, that's really hard, but I think thriving during these times would give us more lessons in our lives, so we can actually feel better later on, and of course progress in our future endeavors.
Okay. Looking at you, Fakharany, for example,
Thank
you
you.
can see that you're putting a lot of work into being a teacher. Is this like some passion you have? Have you always wanted to be?
Let me give you a confession here. I have never intended to be a teacher, but I enjoy it. Okay, I wanted to be a BBC journalist, honestly, a reporter. So yes, sometimes there is a link between journalism and teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, I give myself the leeway to talk to my students. Maybe they enjoy it. Maybe they feel critical of the military measures that I'm using sometimes. So marinate and so let's say military in some cases, but with the passage of time they get used to my way of teaching, and we have some sort of amusing exchange in the classroom. I like questioning, and you like to answer. I like to discuss, and you like to enjoy any debate. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes we have some really good debates about many things, but yeah, sometimes we are out of the context. Sometimes, yeah, look, it's a job that you enjoy if you really care about your students, and you really care about their progress and your success. Because by the end of the day, if they are successful, you are successful. If they are not, you are not. So it's a catch-22. So I really like that, to have that kind of effectiveness in teaching reflected on my students, and maybe changing or inspiring them to do something or create something in the future. Why not? Yeah, that's why we do literature. Yeah. Literature means like it's a sublime kind of language or text that when you elevate your level to that stature, this means that you are able to deal with texts. Because for me, life is a text in itself. We try to understand life.
Yeah.
Like if you have a text, you approach the text, you try to understand, you try to fathom and interpret. So life, sometimes it's inexplicable to us. Yeah, like we don't understand sometimes some of the aspects of our lives. Sometimes things happen in a way that we cannot understand.
Yeah, it's like
Like the pandemic, it's the unthinkable. It's something that we have never thought about, but this is part of life. Surprise elements are there, so we have to be ready for that. Yes.
Yeah. How do you think like our school could be improved throughout this year, like coming back?
Yeah, actually, the school is under constant attempts to let's say improve, because there is always a room for improvement. We have now let's say a unique identity for the school. The school used to struggle with that in the past, like Canadian, Australian, American, British. But now I think we have an identity, and we know that we have two parallel streams. We have the British and the American.
Yeah.
We have likewise management, and we have, of course, there is always room for improvement. And I will speak about the high school. I think you have maybe the best team in the entire AGS staff, because we have external examinations. Those teachers have a long experience in their fields. I guess you might be inspired by some of your teachers. You might be influenced by them, and they might help you to succeed, and of course be on the threshold of college life. So I think AGS, has some sort of plans for making the school even a better place for everyone. We might lack some activities, but we are working on that. I hope that after the pandemic, we would have a breakthrough in the activities, and we would have a lot of, let's say, events that can help the students really grow. Because if we're looking at the holistic aspect of the student, it's not only like a bookish student who's just studying all the time, going to class, doing the homework. This is not gonna help you in college, because extracurricular activities like the one we are doing, or other activities like events, theater, let's say, giving public speeches, having some sort of, other events in all the fields, Business Day, English Day, United Nations Day. You have a lot of these activities, but to be done effectively, this will make a great, we are really thankful to the administration for conducting that kind of activity regarding the student council.
Yeah.
Yes, we believe that student council had a very instrumental role, because it's the link between the administration and
The students.
the students.
Yeah.
It should be something really effective.
It brings out the leadership qualities in some students.
Of course, yeah. We have a lot of leaders in the school. We have many students who can be real leaders. I can sense that. You are one of them, but we have many, right? So we can nurture these leadership qualities. We can guide you through having events like that. Because if you talk to the administration, okay, some students will say, when we talk, nobody listens. By the way, they would listen if this would be in the best interest of the students, because the school without students is no school. And this is true, because the school revolves around the welfare of the students. Yes, students have the authority. Yes, as much as they are stakeholders, and they work with you, for the whole benefit of this school. Of course, this is something that we really need. Parents, students, teachers working together, helping each other. This would be a successful school, and I think we are en route to achieve much more success in this regard. Yes.
Yeah. I think as we're going back to school, and we can have activity days, like a business day.
Yeah, I'm wishing, I really aspire for such days to come back again, because I think they started today with a trip to or
Awareness.
Students,
Yes.
awareness about drugs, how people.
in Jeddah. Yeah, it was in Jeddah. Yes. Okay.
I went to that trip.
A country without drugs. Yes, good. That's raising the awareness campaign.
Yeah.
So we need that also in the school, raising the awareness about, for example, cleanliness, hygiene, avoiding littering in the school. Let's say raising the awareness about addiction, cyber security. A lot of topics that we can really, help in. Starting the activities again. This is something really beneficial to you and to the welfare of the entire school.
When I went to this trip today, it was very informative. We had was as comfortable. They gave us food. It was a
That's the most
nice
important thing. The food, yeah.
The food
That's the
itself
most
was
important thing.
I
mediocre,
hope that the food
but
was
they gave us food anyway.
really delicious,
But it was good how it was executed, and the personnel there, they were nice, they were informative, they really assisted us.
Yes, I just wanted to add something related to the academic aspect of, yeah, upgrading the school level. Yes, I think I should have a more solid plan when it comes to the primary school and the middle school because they are the rudiments of the school.
Yeah.
So if we really come up with that robust base for the primary and the middle school, I think we can improve here in the high school as well. So
Yeah.
I think we are the administration, management working hard on that. They are trying to make a lot of changes, and we will feel these changes soon, inshallah. So they will have a knock-on effect on the high school. Yeah.
I think online school really affected younger students.
Yeah, of course.
It really
Yeah.
affected.
They
Yes.
set them straight.
Oh no! Come on. Let's say let me
Yeah,
disagree with you.
Yeah,
know,
that was-
younger students, no, younger. The little ones, they've never enjoyed it. Never enjoyed it. They want to come back to school.
yeah.
They feel that they are, let's say, disadvantaged or they are being deprived of their lives, their own life. They want to be active. They want to run. They want to go somewhere. They want to see their friends. They want to have fun. They want to play. They want to go to the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, my son is asking me, would we be allowed to go to the cafeteria? No? Oh, that's boring. Okay, would we be allowed to go on a trip? No, that's boring. So it's cool. Yeah, seeing the friends at least. Yeah.
Yeah, so they can have like a social
Yeah,
life.
of course.
Yeah.
Because the
Social
What
skills.
I missed out was not the young student, like the middle school and the high school.
yeah.
They really like when they saw how lackluster was the education. I think they would have wished for a more better system. That was all. That was in
Yeah,
high school.
but let me tell you one thing. If you have really, like, let's say, a passionate teacher, even teaching online, you can feel him. You can feel
Yeah.
him or her. Of course, it depends on the recipients or the students, whether in the KGs or in the let's say the girls' school, the boys' school. I mean, look, energy reaches to the hearts of the students. If the teacher really cares, I think they would be glued to the computer. They would care more. They will do more. I think you and your group and the grade 10. I have never felt that you were away from me or we were already like attached to each other. I didn't feel that this detachment because online learning means that we are living in two different places. We are receiving the education. For the little kids, they are hyper, so they want to know,
Yeah.
they want to enjoy, they want to meet their friends, they want to eat. You can control your emotions sometimes, but the little kids, they can't do that. They want to live their lives. This is so early for them to have a pandemic at that age.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're not learning. They're learning and they're having fun. My sister is in grade 4,
Yeah.
and most of her teachers are like, really enthusiastic, and she likes.
Yeah, to listen to them, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like she'd obviously much rather go back to
Yeah,
actual.
of course, the house, or let's say the parents, have a very pivotal role in this
Yeah.
regard. Yes, I think disciplining the kids in the school is much better or easier than disciplining them in the house, where the house has changed to become a theater of learning instead of it became the setting of learning. Maybe you have cameras everywhere. You have in this room someone is like learning some lesson in the, let's say, in the primary school. You have another in some houses. You have other students in the high school. So all of them, sometimes this was like overlapping sometimes for us and disrupting because I had a student like he was learning in one space and or one place and another student learning in they were like some voices overlapping. So yeah, it was hard actually to have that. At least now you have some students going to school and some others learning online. They said that researchers or said that it's still premature for students to come back to school. Okay, I think they made the right decision until we have the largest number of people getting the vaccine, so everyone will be back to school again. Yes, regardless of whether those students are really have really high immunity or they're strong immunity, but still, it has to be like a collective effort because we are living in a community, so everyone has to be really safe, in this regard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember in like the beginning of online school, most conferencing apps, like video conferencing apps, weren't well optimized for most computers.
Yes, yes. Even Zoom, because it's business driven, it's business based, Zoom or Microsoft Teams or let's say any other platforms, they were actually for business and for they were used for business purposes, for calling purposes. It was like a kind of revolution, like transforming all of these platforms to help education. Maybe Teams was the closest.
Yeah.
And that's why it didn't take Microsoft that much to develop or to evolve or
Teams was always there as a business app.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They always had
and
that
still,
business
it's gonna live for business. But Microsoft is different in one thing. They just want to have one platform in which you have everything included, like
Yeah.
forms, Teams, Outlook. You have other educational, production apps. These can be used in one with one account. Okay, maybe it's different for Zoom because Zoom is just a conferencing, like Google Meet and Zoom. They're just for conferencing and having meetings. Maybe it was like much better for or more beneficial to lecturing, than to have that for let's say primary school or middle school. So Teams is actually was the most convenient in my point of view. Though I'm not a big fan of Microsoft, but in other products, but let's say that they made a great job and their, let's say, users have doubled from like very few millions to, let's say, more than 50 or 60 million people using the platform, if I'm not mistaken, to be precise.
Yeah. I remember like around 8 months ago,
Yeah.
I was like scrolling through Google and like looking for stuff. I found a forum where they had a bunch of links for Google Meets and Zoom meetings where you could join, and there's a bunch of students in there studying. But I thought they would be talking and helping each other.
Yeah.
No, everyone has their camera on and their mic muted, and they're just looking at each other.
And it's not like silent studying or something like that.
It's,
I don't like that.
I don't see the point in it.
Yeah, I don't see the point.
Yeah, yes. Look, we had many students already with their mobiles. We can't see people unless they are in front. Like, I can see you now. I can see what you are doing. But behind the cameras, at home, of course, in the house, you have like people with the phone, only joining with the phone. Some people joining with the laptop. Some people gaming. Some people. Yeah. Okay. They're now hitting the nail on that. So the thing is, yeah, you cannot guarantee 100% that everyone will be following. Though some already did a great job, but some others were really taking a lot of excuses and they were taking it as a ploy, making it as a ploy for them to be excused from teaching. Oh, we are being taught online. Okay, give us a break, please, because it's hard for us. Yeah, we were trying to like adapt to the situation together and helping each other. And I think, yeah, let's say we have reached the success that we can be proud of, at least, in this regard.
I remember when like a story about how an app, like a program you can download on your computer would use your computer to mine for like cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then they got caught.
I'm not a big fan actually because
Yeah.
I feel that it has a lot of scam in there, and maybe some people would see it as Elon Musk is a future coin, but maybe for me I'm so traditional, I'm old school, so I believe using the normal currency would be much better than because it has ups and downs. One day it's like the highest, the other day is low step. So I don't know. Maybe you guys can explain better to me, but actually I don't understand how this currency work.
I mean, I would much rather stick to normal stocks
Yeah.
than cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
Because the creator could like just do anything. Honestly, he could know the price.
Yes, there is a place, there is like an opportunity for many people to get scammed. I don't know, maybe because look, you should have logic here. You know, some European countries and I think some places in America, they have used it as like a legitimate coin or a legitimate currency. They have banking and dealings, you know, and they say it's the future of currencies, but or stock exchange. But I don't know. Maybe this is not that applicable here in the Arab world or in Saudi Arabia, for example.
Yeah, there's a country in Latin America, I think it was either Honduras or El Salvador,
Yes,
that adopted Bitcoin as an official currency.
and there are some rivals for Bitcoin. I think
Ethereum.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, there are some rivals even. Yeah, look, it's a business, you know, that can thrive in the future for some people. It's something that really started so small and it's growing. We cannot deny that fact. But
Oh yeah.
for me, I'm not a big fan, you know, of cryptocurrency. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's only gonna get more popular because
Yeah, of
all
course,
the,
yeah.
the people.
Because young people like it.
It has so much hype around
It has some charm
Yeah.
for some people. You
It
know,
has
especially
a
young
lot of
people.
hype around it.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's trying to mine.
Of course, look, young people always seek the new ideas, you know, and they want to have their time different from the older times. And also in business, you know, there is always a way to take risks and try to bring in new ideas and new, let's say, patents. So it's one of the new patents that we have in our world, and I think you know, it can actually continue for some time. I don't know how this would affect, you know, let's say the regular banking practices, or let's say how people deal using the money, l'argent. Okay, let's say the banknotes, or let's say how banking can be different, you know, in light of having, you know, this currency. It's still yet to be known, but I think, you know, a lot of people, let's say, if we were talking about smartphones at the beginning, when they started, there was like a great chance that smartphones will be really, you know, different. But now it's really, really impressive to have
Yeah.
smartphones having.
You
this-
can do everything on
You
your
can
phone.
do everything.
Yeah.
You can even use it as a key for your car.
Yeah.
You can use it for many, many, many things. So
Yeah.
yeah, the potential is great. So yes, we can say that.
Our phones nowadays are more powerful than computers 10 years ago.
Yes, and
Yeah.
yeah, of course, yes, of course, yeah.
What do I want to say? I do think that if cryptocurrencies keep getting more popular and popular,
Yeah.
big countries will like take them as forms of payment.
Yes, there should be guarantees. For example, people were suspicious when it came to Apple Pay or STC Pay or the other eBay, or let's say the other forms of transactions.
Yeah.
Or but
PayPal.
now everyone is using the phone to pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone is using, because you know it's more practical now
Yeah.
to use that. And since there are some guarantees from the authorities or the government, or let's say there are some regulations, I think this can also be like used on a bigger scale in the country and worldwide. And I think the idea starts in some countries first, and then they get wider and wider. They expand, and then we can adopt them if they are safe. And there are some agreements among countries that they can be used. So it's pending some agreements, because you can use it inside your country, but this is not gonna help if you cannot use it outside, in other countries as well.
Yeah.
Like in the GCC, for example. If the GCC adopts the cryptocurrency, maybe the other countries in the Middle East would follow in this
Yeah.
regard. Yeah.
So I think that there are a few disadvantages when it comes to cryptocurrency. For example, it's completely anonymous
Yes.
and it
Yeah.
can be used illegally.
Yes.
You can go buy drugs, you can
Yes.
visit illegal sites, and
Exactly.
it can be used for like purposes like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes. And you cannot guarantee that terrorists can use it, or extremists, or any, let's say, organizations that can undermine the security of any country. So if, let's say, it's being used by, let's say, the superpowers in this world, and it's being used safely, and we have guarantees, okay, we can use it. But if we don't have guarantees, I think it's going to be very hard even for Saudi Arabia to to adopt such idea.
I think
Yeah.
it's a two-sided sword,
Mhm.
two-edged sword. On
Yeah,
one hand, they want the freedom
yeah,
to use Bitcoin
yeah,
the way they want,
yes,
but there will be illegal dealings
of
with
course,
Bitcoin. On the
activities,
other,
yeah,
if the governments have to enforce
yes.
rules or regulations on the cryptocurrency, people who might think it would lose the meaning of cryptocurrency in the beginning.
No, but look, we cannot actually guarantee that these currencies are being used in the proper manner that we. And also, I'm not saying that the country is conservative, but they are cautious. You have to be cautious in this regard. Yeah, very cautious because it's about business. It's about money. It's about lives of many people. It's about some people who will go bankrupt if for example anything happened like that. It's businesses here, I think they prefer still the conventional way of transactions and using the traditional coin, traditional currency. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a story where this I think it was a completely random guy just made up his own cryptocurrency and started paying big influencers and entertainers to advertise it, and then when everyone invested, he just delisted the coin.
Yeah.
He delisted the coin.
Yeah, for me, it's like Tanzania currency, this one. It's the same thing for me.
Yeah.
It can be used only within a limited space.
Yeah, but like other than like no, unlike
Should be
cryptocurrency,
regulated.
this can be inflated.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, inflation. Come on. Yes, true. Yes.
Yeah. Uh, I think that if any big influencer or entertainer just posts anything about any currency or stock,
Yeah.
it's 100% going to go insanely high.
Yes.
Yeah.
It happened, by the way.
With Elon.
Yeah, Elon
Yeah,
Musk.
with
Yeah.
Elon.
Yeah.
And then I think at the end, he just
Yes,
pulled
he,
out.
he just
Yeah,
pulled
he
it.
put that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because even him pulling out, this affected how the cryptocurrency performing. Yeah, because he has like a big influence here as a businessman.
I honestly
It
thought
is like-
cryptocurrency would go all the way down, but
It's up,
around
yeah.
like 4 days ago, Bitcoin hit its highest point.
It has ups and downs.
Yeah.
And this is the nature of stock exchange. But again, it has to be something agreed upon by everyone, by all the nations. And I think if this is gonna work, it's gonna work within those communities that agree that European Union, the GCC, let's say the Middle Eastern countries, if they agree on that, it can be used, but it has to be safe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of like entertainers and influencers, who do you think is the best entertainer of our generation?
Yes, over the generations, actually Jon Stewart for me is one of the best entertainers. Then when I first watched Trevor Noah, I was saying, okay, he will never be compared to
Yeah.
Jon Stewart because Jon Stewart is iconic, and what he did actually in sarcasm and satire of the community and let's say political figures or let's say governments ideas, his way of satire was unique. Then when Trevor Noah joined the Comedy Channel and replaced Jon Stewart, okay. At the beginning was a little bit suspicious, but with the passage of time, I think he did a great job also in his own way and enjoyed him, especially the Trump era. The Trump era it was amazing. Yeah, we had like every day some sort of comedy. Every tweet, every let's say statement the former U.S. president was saying, it was really funny and amusing and so. Always he was making fun of him in a way that he looks like someone like Trump, talking to people but in a hoodie, especially during the pandemic. Maybe his success is resounding because he maybe one of the few people who could succeed during the pandemic. The other entertainers didn't do as much as he did, and even he hosted very important people like Nancy Pelosi, Bill Gates, many people, important people in the world. So actors, actresses, influencers, YouTubers, artists, writers, a lot of people. So I think I'm not saying mistaken, but I was really critical of him at the beginning because I liked Jon Stewart. But now I feel, sometimes be amused by his, kind of a stand-up comedy or amuse, let's say, comedy, on the stage, and even during the pandemic when he was doing that from his apartment in New York, right? Yeah.
I think at this point, it's the consumers of content don't really care about the quality of it. It all matters on who's in it. So even if, for example, if Ariana Grande just goes on the mic and says one word, everyone's gonna be talking about it.
Maybe on condition that they like her. Maybe
Yeah.
yes. Maybe we can say yes. Every artist or entertainer has his own fans, and they actually accept anything from them or
Yeah.
her, regardless of whether this was a hit or a flop. And they keep defending on social media that this one is doing the.
They keep arguing and
Yes,
saying that no, it's good.
Yeah,
even though
yeah, it's like
bad.
football, like the Liverpool thrashing Manchester United, for example, yesterday. Yeah, Manchester United fans will be really upset, but they are deep inside. They're defending so hard. And Liverpool, oh look, you are so. Yeah, you're a coach, and so you have to sack him. You have to get a new coach. And the goals are superb, and so they keep taunting each other. So it's a matter of allegiance and loyalty, and what you like and what you dislike. So, as you're right about that, sometimes we accept things from people that we love, regardless of it's good or bad, right or wrong. I'm saying this is emotional, but for other situations, you have to differentiate between what's right and what's wrong. You have to say this is a hit and this is a flop. This is something, a blockbuster. This movie was good from, let's say, one of my favorite actors, Robert De Niro, for example.
Mr. Irishman.
Yeah, The Irishman. No, The Irishman is not his best. He has a lot of good movies like The Bronx Tale and other movies. I mean, yeah, Taxi Driver. Yes, come on, yeah. So Robert De Niro is a genius because he can like make you feel that he is the right person for that. He's a real man. He's doing that perfectly. Kevin Costner at the beginning, but now he's more like a serious guy. Just going for shows on, let's say, some of the platforms like Netflix or let's say Disney, or HBO, right? So I feel, some people have like a big influence, especially if you have a script being really enacted in a very good and entertaining manner. And I care a lot about a lesson. When you have something that you want to convey to the audience, rather than just entertaining them and having a lot of noise, a lot of like spending 1 hour, 2 or 3 hours watching something that you end up, I wasted my time.
Yeah.
No, you should not actually do that. You should pick before you watch, because you should also pick your actor or actress. Sometimes even I didn't like Robert De Niro's The Irishman that much. He did a great job, but it wasn't his greatest, honestly. It wasn't his greatest.
I mean, I can't really comment on this. I haven't watched it. I don't watch any movies.
Yeah. Okay.
They really
I think-
hate me for that.
Yeah, I think maybe Fawaz would disagree with me.
I do, Mr. I haven't watched the Taxi Driver, was it? I haven't watched that.
If you watch other like movies, films, you will like them much more. Like Fella, I think. Goodfellas, yeah, Goodfellas, yeah. Goodfellas is like, yeah, look, Tarantino and the other guy, the Italian gang that you have in the Hollywood, they're really creative. So you have even like Robert, I think DiCaprio is from Italian origins, if I'm not mistaken. So you will find that Italian influence still there in Hollywood. They have, yeah. Look, if the actor or the actress really chose a good script with the talent there, everything will be a director, producer. It's like a teamwork. Everything will be fine. But now it's hard to find a good script, and like the dialogue, sometimes you feel it's so bad and so silly. And from the first episode, you just just retire from watching.
It's everything nowadays like remix or
Yeah,
sequels.
exactly. There's a lot of imitations and pastiches.
Nothing is
Ah.
more creative anymore. Rare, few exceptions, but
In my view, because people quit reading because they just want. It's a gaming world. Even you would prefer to have a game or to watch a video rather than just read a book. Reading a book makes you really, exerting some emotional, some cognitive effort, in this regard. But just watching a movie passively, just watching like that, while eating, while doing something else, multitasking, it's fine. You're just enjoying yourself. A movie cannot be in any way a replacement for the book. It's impossible.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
so hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a book is a book. You have ideas. You have to reach that depth of, and that intensity of reading of ideas that you cannot find in a movie. Yes.
Most movies are based on books anyway.
And they are successful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
some are successful, something I think are not good. Like if you
Depends on the production and the
Yeah.
yes, the actors or the
Yeah.
crew or the yes,
And the overall
cast and
execution.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
the
course,
overall
of course,
execution.
yeah, yes. Photography sometimes can be
Mm.
really amazing. Music sometimes, like The Lion King, for example. I watched it and liked it so much.
Yeah, it has like great music.
Yeah,
Honestly, and,
yes.
in different scenes, they change the music and like they fix the whole mood. I really
The whole movie is a masterpiece,
Yeah.
honestly. And it's fitting for all ages, because you have some movies that have a lot of cursing language,
Mm.
which is not fitting, and the content is not fitting for, and it's actually they are teaching like the new generations that cursing is okay. And we started to curse ourselves. Yeah. So we started to curse just like that. Yeah. And even songs when you listen, okay, I have to skip many times. Skip, because sometimes even the words themselves are really hurtful and really emotionally they are hurting you. You cannot listen to that. That's kind of trash, sometimes.
Yeah.
Let alone the noise.
Yeah.
Noise and trash at the same time. Too much.
That's not a good combination.
Yeah, that combination.
Yes, a good segue, Mr. Do you listen to any music, Mr.?
I do. Like I'm old school, as I told you. Like classical. I like Celine Dion. Okay, I like Adele. Sometimes I listen to but Celine Dion was always my best. Sometimes I was like listening to some new singers and
Like the weekend.
yeah, The Weeknd is really artistic.
I agree.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
a big fan of.
Yes,
That's
yes,
a huge fan.
he is really, he's choosing everything carefully. And he doesn't like sing everything, like, he just chooses, his songs, he has a style, he has a way of singing. Other, like, singers and performers are really good, but, for example, Olivia Rodrigo, for example, she's having good songs now lately. So you have also, let's say, from the new generation, you have Ariana Grande, for example. She's also good, but she's more popular with the girls than the boys.
Yeah, definitely. I agree
Yes,
with that.
yes, okay. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, well, sometimes I listen to like some sort of selective, artists because I look at the quality of the song rather than choosing a particular singer.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Sometimes I listen only to music like let's say relaxing kind of music. Yeah, classical relaxing music, but not operatic, of course, because I feel that they are just making some sort of show.
Listen, I think jazz is the best relaxing music.
Yeah, of course, piano is good too. Yeah, piano. Yeah.
But once recently picked up the guitar.
Yeah. Can you talk about that?
I've been practicing lately fewer, but I am planning to get back on track.
Yeah.
So far, I think it's good. I can play like 10% of a song, but I still have a long road ahead of me when it comes to the guitar. It's fun. It's really fun. It's really entertaining. It's really nice.
Yeah, it is.
It's a
of
good
course.
hobby.
Yeah. Of course, look, music can be really important in our lives, especially when we are distressed, when we feel that, okay, we have a lot of pressure. yes, it can help.
It's a good outlet to relax.
Yes, yes, of course, yeah.
What do you think is the best time you could listen to music? Because I honestly would really like it, like if I'm driving a car or something, or cruising. Or
Yeah,
going
that's
somewhere.
that's one of the best. Yeah.
Driving
Yeah.
car, one of the best times to listen.
However, in Jeddah, you shouldn't listen to music while driving the car.
So
You should pay a lot of attention to driving.
I
Yeah.
recently bought like a whole simulation rig,
Yeah.
if a car driving simulation thingy, and yeah, it's been going pretty well.
Of course, yeah. And sometimes you look when you feel like, oh, I'm very stressed and I want to chill. Sometimes,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. I think you just kick everyone out and just listen to music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could relate more. So.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
What was your first car, Mustafa Khan?
I always like Japanese cars.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so I always a Mitsubishi fan,
Toyota.
right? Yeah. Not Toyota. Mitsubishi is another brand.
Yeah.
My car now is called Outlander. It's not the
Yeah.
series. It's a
Yeah.
car. Because I think there is a series called Outlander, right? If I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
mistaken.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, look, I was just looking at something a car that I like. Let's say comfortable car. No, yeah, and also the budget. It depends on your budget sometimes. Because if you wish
Yeah.
you're going for high level Mercedes, okay.
If you had an unlimited budget, what would your dream? What would be your dream car to buy right now?
Without
Right
thinking, it's Mercedes.
Yeah, and that's class.
Yes, without hesitation. Yeah. Okay, it's the classiest. Yeah, the classiest car ever. It's the best car ever, in my view. Of course, there are a lot of classy cars, but still, it's number one in the world, in my point of view. Maybe you are a fan of BMW. I don't know. Maybe a fan of Porsche. Maybe you are a fan of Audi. Maybe I don't know. But still, Mercedes is the number one car in the world.
I think you're right. Like Mercedes is the most luxurious. car
Yeah,
brand.
yeah.
Or Rolls Royce.
It's ahead.
Rolls-Royce.
It's ahead. Rolls Royce is one, but
Yeah.
Rolls Royce is fitting more for a businessman.
It's very expensive.
Very
It's
showy,
not
very
cheap.
expensive.
It's not
Yeah, that's why a businessman can buy it.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe my second choice would be Range Rover.
cheap.
Yeah.
Not a Lexus.
Yeah, no, Range Rover.
Lexus is Japanese.
Range Rover, because I like, to see the Queen in the Range Rover. I want to be like the Queen. I just want to be like the Queen. Yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have picked like a Lexus or something for.
Yeah,
like a
Lexus is
Japanese-
a great car.
You said you
honestly.
like Japanese.
Yeah,
cars.
it is. Yeah, okay. It's a kind of cooperation, Japan and Germany, on Lexus as a unit from
Yeah.
Toyota. Yes, they
Yeah.
did a great job. Like Infinity with Nissan and with the other company. Of course, look, there are a lot of luxurious cars but it's all about the feeling. It's all about the acceptance of that car. Like, okay, if you're just buying something for showing off, of course there are Maserati or
Yeah.
Bugatti or the other cars.
European cars in
Yeah,
general.
European, Italian cars,
Yeah.
French cars. You have.
If you want something reliable, you go with the Japanese,
Of
maybe
course.
an American.
Japanese are
depending
more economical.
on the
They
cars.
are. They look at the success of Toyota worldwide.
Yeah.
Even
And Hyundai.
Even Hyundai is a Korean car. It's an Asian car. Asian cars, are more practical, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and budget-wise, they are better than of course, for some reason, because European cars are really expensive. American cars
They
are
last for a really long time.
yeah,
like,
cheap. Some
Asian
people will
cars.
go for cheap, and the other cars, American cars are amazing,
Ford,
but
yeah.
Ford, the
Ford is
America,
pretty reliable.
yes, yeah.
Chrysler is.
They started with Model T, Ford, of course, of course, the two oldest companies in the world are Ford in America and Volkswagen in
Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then
Volkswagen-
Jaguar in Britain.
Volkswagen, I think, owns like Bugatti and all of those.
Of course, look,
Yeah.
it's a kind of extending business. Some companies like let's say have mergers with other companies to make to make it a big entity, and they grow, and even they have a tough competition. Like in Germany, I think Volkswagen has Audi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Bugatti.
Yeah, they have others. Yeah. So they're like Jeep. I think they have other units as well. So yeah, it's a growing business, and people actually make big entities, big bodies, so they can, even in banks, you have banks merging with each other, companies merging with each other to become stronger. Yes, of course.
Almost every influencer I've seen has a Rolls Royce just to have it, and you say, guys, I have a Rolls Royce just to show them that
Yeah,
they use the money.
exactly. Rolls Royce, yeah, it is very expensive,
Yeah.
very pricey.
Yeah.
And I saw one of the students coming to school with a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Okay, I think, he borrowed his father's car. Just
Yeah.
work for it, man. Just you can, okay, if you want it because you worked for that, okay, fine. Yeah, but we were not gonna be envious, of course, but we are gonna say that, okay, if you can afford it, that's fine for you.
Yeah.
If you can't afford it, okay, it's a car. Tesla. Some people would say Tesla is a good car. I want to get Tesla. I want to customize my car. I want to do so and so. I want an electric car. I want a Google car. I want an Apple car.
Yeah.
There are a lot of there are a lot of projects in the future, by the way, for these companies
Yeah.
to go to automobile industry, because it's really thriving. And look at China now. They have also good brands competing with the Japanese, but they will never be, until now, the same quality that we have in the European and the Japanese and the American, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the few cars that I see here are the French. Very few cars like Renault or
Yeah.
you know.
You don't see those
Yes,
often.
exactly. And Citroën, those cars we don't see them that much here. Yeah.
I think owning an electric car in the kingdom is a pretty bad idea because of the heat. I don't think it's a good idea.
It's still so early.
Yeah, it
Maybe
is early.
it's not. People are not ready, especially
Yeah.
we're talking about oil-rich country, and you have
Yeah.
gas, fossil fuels as the main basis of fueling the cars. So yes, I believe you're right.
I do think that the government will start putting charging bases around the cities, like around the country.
Europe is different because they are actually poor in energy generation. So they actually get all their energy from Russia, the Middle East, and some other countries.
Yeah.
So they get their gas from Russia. In Europe, for example, they get the oil from the Middle East, from other American, let's say North American or South American countries. It depends on the culture and the acceptance, and also your needs and what you want to have in your here, and of course the economic situation in your country and the resources that you have, of course. Yeah.
Do you think you would buy an electric car if it was the same price as a normal gas car?
I'm not a gas. I'm not a sorry. I'm not a fan of electric cars.
Yeah.
But the hybrid cars, yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Hybrid cars, they are really fast progressing.
They're very efficient.
Yeah, they're very efficient, and I care about the environment. I'm a green man, right? So I like that people would have eco-friendly cars, and they won't harm the, especially in the storm that we have, global warming and climate change that we have right now. I think it's really serious. It's very serious. Not as many people thought. It's gonna take years and hundreds of years. No, it's it's on our doors now. It's in our world. We are living it. We're living the heat wave. We're living the scorching weather. We are living the floods in some areas of the world. Yeah. So if you're going for a manufacture, of course, manufacturing cars or any other machinery, you have to be aware of not to hurt or harm the environment. So this is very important because of the new generation need to live, and you have to provide some space for them to live, some clean energy for them.
Yeah. I do want to ask you a question that's a bit off topic. We're talking about the
Of course. Yeah.
What do you think is the best source of entertainment, like nowadays?
The best source of entertainment is the classroom. Actually, look, we have a very tough life, ahead of us. So it comes from any situation that is like a natural situation. Sometimes you never expected, that entertainment coming from students or coming from somebody else or a family member, or these kind of situations actually, they come naturally and you don't prepare for them. Not just sitting and watching Mr. Bean. Okay, then you have okay. So I think we have a lot of comedy in our lives. And sometimes when you're in the street and see something it's really, really entertaining, yeah, and you've never expected. Sometimes it's so saddening, and sometimes it's so comic, you know. It depends also on where. You are in India, every day you have comedy. If you are in Egypt, for example, every day you have a lot of noise and a lot of comedy as well. So maybe the weather here makes it hard for people to walk on the streets, and that's why you don't have a lot of like hype that you have in other countries. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it comes to winter, uh, I think you have a lot of situations here. So any natural situation that arises is something that for me is more amusing than just preparing for like popcorn and sitting in front of the TV just expecting some laughs, giggling from a show. It's good, but yeah, it's not as good as when you have it, naturally.
Yeah.
When you have some cracks in
Yeah.
the classroom. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your overall thoughts on the podcast? Like,
Yeah,
this
thank you
episode?
so much. I really enjoyed, being here with you, speaking to you out of the classroom. We would like to have this always. Yeah, so it's really amazing to have you. I enjoyed it, and I hope that I was like interesting enough to. My talk was interesting enough, and I wasn't that monotonous and repetitive. In some situations. I enjoyed that. Thank you so much.
I honestly think that we could have kept on going for a couple more hours. There's so
Yeah,
much to
but
talk
yeah,
about.
we're tired, man. It takes so long.
Incredible guests.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and have a good day, and thanks again.
So, you have any final closing messages?
Any messages?
Yeah, I wish that the world would be a better place without COVID-19. I wish that would be like soon go away from because it's so tough for everyone, and especially for young children and for those people who are receiving education right now, preparing for their college. It's a fact that it's something that happened that prevented many of the people around the world to live their lives. It killed many people worldwide. It made many people sad, worldwide. Those loved ones that we missed or we lost because of the pandemic. Yeah, it's a very defining moment that we one day we fully live our lives as before. And also, I wish all the best for our school and with you and with the coming generations, we would make drastic changes. And with you having like some sort of opportunities to prove your leadership qualities in the Saudi community and in any other communities worldwide. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for agreeing to come on, sir. It was honestly an honor. I hope we can do it again.
Yeah, thank you. The honor is mine. Thank you. The pleasure is mine. And yes, hopefully we will have time for that in the future.
Inshallah. All right. That's a wrap.